Welcome back, everybody, to the Black and Wright Podcast. Today is the Saturday episode. If you haven't checked out my last video, make sure y'all check that out. But today, man, we have a special guest, one of a kind, the greatest of all time, my mom, Chandra Black.
Woo! Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
How's it going?
Great.
How you doing this fine evening?
Doing awesome. Had an awesome day at work, and traffic was a little hectic, but hey, just listened to some tunes and brought it on home.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mom,
We're excited to have you here. We're excited to for you to be able to join us for this episode.
Glad to be here.
Yes, we appreciate you for coming again. And go ahead, take it from here, brother.
So, as y'all see, that's my mama, greatest of all time. But, Ma, this is your first episode, and something that we like to do over here is we have a question of the day. So, today's question of the day: what's your favorite TV show of all time? It can be from you younger, it can be from you older, anytime. Favorite TV show of all time. I'll let you start since you're our guest.
You gotta call the icebreaker, Dante. You gotta call the icebreaker.
Oh yeah, the icebreaker. The icebreaker. This is the icebreaker. Icebreaker. What is your favorite TV show of all time?
I like to watch. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
To relax, the way that I relax and shows that I like to watch is old reruns. Very old black and white shows like Andy Griffith, or I will watch Golden Girls or Friends, shows like that. I don't like reality TV.
You're going to forget the most important one?
What's that one?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, yeah. That's the every night thing. That's 9 o'clock.
Every day.
Eastern 9. Yeah. 8 o'clock after dinner. Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could probably sing the theme song to Andy Griffith, Golden Girl.
Yep. My dad used to watch Andy Griffith.
All of them.
Yeah, yes. My favorite TV show of all time will probably have to be Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is probably my favorite favorite TV show. I've been watching it since I was very young, and that's something that I like. I always consistently go back to Phineas and Ferb. That's definitely my number one all time.
I can see that.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Nah. But glad you came on the show. So, for everybody that don't know, obviously it's my mom once again. But Mom, I'll let you take it away. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you from, growing up, different things like that. So I'll let you take the spotlight for that for a little bit.
Who am I? I am a wife. Mother. First, foremost, love and serve God for what I do. And like I said, I'm a mother, wife. I am someone that encourages others, but especially I'm a team player. Whatever I do, whatever committee or organization I'm a part of, I'm a team player. And I hate to see people down. I try to say something positive to someone every day to put a little joy in their life. I don't like to see people like left out or left behind. If you're on a team with me, there's no man left behind. I'm a very authentic person. Hey, I am.
Just what it is.
Is it? But yeah, I just like to, it's just me help others. I guess it's me. Yeah. And where did I grow up?
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Palomington, Alabama.
Now, for everybody
say what?
Palomington,
Flomatan. It's a
okay.
small town in Palomington, Alabama. Mm-hmm. And we're located 30 minutes north of Mobile and 30 minutes west of Pensacola, Florida. Yes.
Okay.
We actually have 2 stoplights now. We have a McDonald's. We're moving up. We moving up. Yes. We moving up.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, when you get a McDonald's, you done made it. That's what I know.
Yes.
Okay. So, growing up in a small town such as Alabama, how was it growing up? Where'd you like talk about the high school experience, different things like that? I know I've been to Alabama quite a few times. Farmington, Alabama. That's where my grandparents are. That's where my mom's whole side of the family is. So I've been there quite a bit, and I know about the small town community. It's much different from the bigger city, that's for sure. But Ma, tell us about your experience growing up in a small town and things like that.
Well, growing up in a small town, everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
My town, I love my town, but it was still in the 80s and 90s. It was still a little segregated, where African Americans lived on one side of the main highway and Caucasians on opposite side. But we all went to school. The street that the main street that runs down the middle is like Highway 31, Highway 29. So when you come into the African American community, you would turn down Martin Luther King Road. The street that I lived on is Carter Drive, which is my maiden name, which is my family name. So so the street was named after my family, and that's pretty much how the streets are on down that street. So it's mostly families live on each one of the roads. So you have another street that's Odom Drive, and it's family. Pretty much all the Odoms on that street. The Carters on another street, and Bell on the streets further down. Yeah, so that's how it goes in a small town.
Okay.
So you said it was segregated.
The community was.
Oh, the community
was. The community was. The school wasn't, but the communities was. Now it's not. You have Black, white, Hispanics that has, it's not segregated anymore. That's all over in the different communities there now. That was in like I said, I grew up 80s. I graduated in 96. So that was during that time.
Okay. So, I know you said the high school wasn't segregated and things like that, but did you like run into any hardships in terms of like segregation, like going to school or anything like that?
Not like my mom. We didn't have like protests or things like that, but it was more, I guess you would say it was like cautious.
Yeah.
So, I had friends of, different nationalities and everything, but I can't say that we stayed the night at each other's house. We were friends only at school. We're still good friends today, but it was like more like friends at school. A couple of times where on like the softball, I played softball teams, we would get together and maybe meet up at individuals' houses and everything. And we would have pool parties.
Yeah.
And which is a good thing to have pool parties, but in the African American community, most Black people cannot swim. So my mom and our parents was hesitant about us going to the pool parties. So but I had swimming lessons, growing up and everything, but I'm not a strong swimmer today.
What you mean, man? You a top swimmer in the nation.
Yeah, not strong today. We'll go into that later. But we had I'm not gonna say that it was like we were segregated, but pretty much we were all treated equally, and no, I didn't experience the others may have, but I personally didn't experience the racism and things like that. Like my parents did, but I did not, experience that. I saw it, but it didn't affect me or anything.
I got you. So,
but I love small towns, but had to move on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bigger and better.
Yes.
Okay. So, as you're growing up, I know you were in a variety of sports. I know you played basketball for a week. You were the color guard.
He said for a week.
We met him in a day in the basketball.
So I know you played basketball. You were color guard. You played softball. So what was it like playing sports like in that area? How was it? Did you really enjoy it? Different things like that.
I enjoy sports. I like being outdoors. Yes, not the best, but I just enjoyed the team camaraderie, things like that. And cheering on my teams, even if I was in the stands for the football team, yelling for them, and competition with color guard.
Yeah.
A couple of times superior and superior rating, best in class. Yes, a couple of times best in class. But when I became captain, we never received best in class. Sorry. No. But the 3 years before that, color guard, we were all, and the band was always best in class and all of that. But I don't know. I guess I didn't crack the whip enough to get. We got like twos. It was like, oh Lord. But I enjoyed it. But we did get like the excellent rating a couple of times in superiors, but not the best in class. So I enjoyed color guard. I played softball for 3 years in high school, but I played softball because my best friend played softball, really. But I was an outfielder, but I was fast. So I was usually, if we were like in a competition type close game, they would put like our best batter up there, and I would go out there and run for the batter, whoever the batter is, because I was quick. Basketball. So my basketball experience, we were starting a JV basketball team. I think it was JV basketball, middle school JV, one of those two. Starting to get back up and practice really well, dribbling and whatever. I was more of a defensive player. That was my goal on the court. Okay. So I would go down and, how you box them out and rebound and all. I was the tallest, I can do that. Go down. And then one time they threw the ball to me and I was sitting there bouncing, girl blocked my shot. I know she stole it and went down the court. I ran down, got in front of her. Instead of the charge stance, I put my arm out and I clotheslined her. And I grabbed the ball. And I started like dribbling the ball back down the court. And the fans was like, "Oh!" She was out on the floor, like out. And I was like, "She stole the ball from me!" And and I was the only.
All right.
I was the only African American on the court, and that was not a good thing.
Yeah.
Luckily, my aunt was in the stands. They was coming out the stands to get me. I was looking like she stole the ball. I was just a defensive player. She was over there like.
Hey.
She was yeah, she was injured.
How did you hit her?
She stole the ball.
Oh God.
It was my turn to shoot. She stole it.
Lord.
I mean, what?
Oh man.
So
yeah.
Well, my mom definitely wasn't the best basketball player.
Nope.
As I was, this is a little way fast forward, but I used to play basketball when I was in high school, things like that. So I used to go out there and work out. My mom used to help me out. She used to rebound and things like that.
I can rebound.
She could rebound. She couldn't pass. She couldn't shoot.
Nope.
Couldn't make no layups.
Nope.
But she could stand there, close out, and
grab
a rebound and
I can box
try to get it to me.
Andre Drummond. She do her job.
Yeah, she do her job.
That's all you
she
need.
Yeah, that's true. She's out there helping me out. She used to hold up the dummy pad, hit me with it whenever I would go, like
I can do that.
contact layup and stuff like that. Take out all the anger out. It used to work out. But so fast forward, after high school, you ended up going to college.
Yes.
Where'd you go to college? What did you major in college? Talk about your journey through college. Where'd you start off at college at?
I attended Jefferson Davis Community College, which is in Brewton, Alabama. Don't look like that. He was looking like, what? What's the name of it? It's Brewton, Alabama. And I attended there for 2 years. I received associate's degree, associates of science in business. And actually, I changed my major a couple of times. Initially, I transferred from Jefferson Davis to Troy, and I was going to school to be a teacher. Then I changed my major for finance, and then I changed it to accounting. Then I changed it to human resources. Yeah. So I had to fill my stuff out. So what I did was while I was in school, and I guess toured or, went in for like, see what it was a day like to be like a teacher. I toured a couple of schools, and I did not like it. And I didn't like that experience. Then it was accounting and finance. I'm good at numbers, but numbers all day, no. So then I changed my major to human resources. So I actually have a bachelor's of science degree, bachelor's in business administration, concentration in human resources, and a master's in human resource management.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let me backtrack a little bit. I know right before you went to college, you had some challenges and things like that along the way. I remember you told me I believe it was an English teacher that told you that you couldn't.
High school.
Yeah,
my
in high
science
school.
teacher.
Yeah. So
yes.
Tell us.
So yes, in high school, I wasn't AB honor roll. I was ABC student. I was like that average student. And so this was 9th grade. My 9th grade science teacher had everyone he was like, if you straight A's, had everybody to stand. Like stand or raise your hand. It was one of those. And they did. And he was like, you're going to go off to a 4-year university. And he was like, you're in Alabama, Auburn, in Alabama, those are the 2 teams, naming the big schools. And they were saying what they wanted to be. Doctors, lawyers. Okay. And then he was AB, and, he talked to them and was saying that they were going to go to the junior college, and then they will possibly transfer, or junior college may just be it for them. Then he was like, ABC, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And he was like, you won't go to college. You'll end up working just at the grocery store, and like as a cashier. I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, that's what you all gonna end up doing, or just working in a factory. But keep in mind, I'm in a small town. So a lot of people work in the fast food restaurants, and it was Pizza Hut at the time. It was only Pizza Hut and Hardee's and churches. So that's where a lot of I'll say early 20-year-olds worked there. And there was a sewing factory there at the time, Starters, which they sold like the jackets. It was like the sports attire at the time. And he was like, I'll probably end up somewhere like working at the factory. That rubbed me the wrong way. Because first of all, how you gonna tell me my future? What I'm gonna do, and then he was like, has anybody in your family ever attended college? No. Oh, has anybody in your family ever left the area? No. And then he was like asking questions like, what is your parents' dues, different things like that, and they were factory workers.
Mhm.
That was a job in the area. But yeah, that was ninth grade. That rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like determined to like prove him wrong. So out of my class, yes, I attended the junior college because my SAT scores, ACT scores were not high enough, but I used the junior college as a stepping stone to help me get into the four-year university.
Mhm.
And once I got there, yeah, I mean, like I said, the junior college helped me out great because it was a small classroom size, which I understood. Oh, okay, so this is what I got to do when I get to the next level, to adjust and everything. But that was always playing in my ear that I was never smart enough to do what like my top 10 classmates were able to do. That motivated me to let me get to class on time. Let me do, whatever I got to do to prove them wrong. And right along with me at the junior college was a valedictorian, salutatorian. They was in the same class, and they all went to the junior college the same time I did. And then it was a couple of them that went off to maybe two, I think, out of the class, maybe went off to the university. But I say all that to say that I use it as a motivator because he said something did not label me. That actually motivated me to get out, work harder, and go out and to succeed. He said the same thing to each class, but some of the students took it to heart and believed what he said. A lot of students, well, me and my cousin, I'll say that, took it like, how you gonna tell me what I'm not gonna, do? But I say all that to say that he was saying that to really motivate us, but you can't let man put labels on you. God put a purpose in you for you to go out and to succeed, and you can't let anybody put limits on you. Whatever vision God has deposited into you is your vision. No one else can see that. So you just got to stick to what you believe in, work hard to do whatever you want to do. It may not be the doctor, lawyer. You got to think outside the box these days with, doing things and being successful at it. But you can't let people put limits on you is what I would tell anybody. And that's what he was trying to do. It was like a motivator, like an eye opener. Get it together, do whatever. That's how I used it. Yeah. But yeah, that was I remember him. But my cousin did the same thing, and he went off. He was an engineer now. He attended University of Alabama. So he's a very successful engineer from that. So
okay. Well, after you went to Jefferson Davis, where did you end up going after?
Troy
University.
I received my bachelor's and my master's degree at Troy University.
Okay. So through your college experience, I know that you joined a sorority. What's the name of your sorority?
Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So tell us about your soror experience. What was that like? Was it fun getting into it?
I love my sorority. My sorority is we are very involved in the community, going out, helping the youth and like tutoring and different things like that. We all about service and just helping others, motivating others to, whether we may volunteer at the homeless shelter or at the schools, tutoring students at the schools. And we do like backpack drives, everything like that when it's time for them to go back to school. Just different things like that. I love my sorority. We're very involved. We're not one of the sororities that stand back and watch others do things. We go out, we hands-on. We there to put in the work with the sorority, yes.
Okay.
Book reading, different things like that. Educate the youth and everything to motivate them to go out and be successful. This is people. Yes.
Was Sigma Gamma Rho your first choice or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is that your first choice? It was your first choice? Oh.
It was my first choice.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was I saw others,
Mm-hmm.
and you check out others, and okay, that's, you look and you're like, it's not me, that I don't fit in with them.
Yeah.
It's different groups. And I just had to find out what I believe in, what I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm involved. I'm not one just to put on the shirt and just, was walking around with letters on, So I'm more involved in, So when I initially joined, I was on like different committees, and we went out to the different schools here in Jacksonville and, helped out there with the different initiatives and everything.
Okay. Well, right. I do know. So what was your transition like from Jefferson Davis to Troy? Was it a difficult transition? Was it flawless? Talk about that. Classes, class sizes, different stuff like that.
Well, so the high school that I attended, I went from kindergarten, middle school, high school with the same class, same people. So when I went to the junior college, some of those students were there, and then other students from the county attended schools there. Like I had seen them maybe like at football games, things like that. So majority of the people who attended the junior college was we lived in the county. So I probably knew of them, like familiar faces, and probably not names and everything, but I've seen them around. Met a couple of people because they were involved in sports. Had a baseball team, basketball, cheer and all that. Oh, I did try out for the cheerleading squad at JD. That was horrible. It was horrible. Oh my God, it was horrible.
What was tryouts?
I did, huh?
What was tryouts like? Like what happened in the tryouts that
you can tell that I was not a cheerleader.
Okay.
You can tell that. I was like, okay, you know how you can say, for instance, like at your high school, and you will see the cheerleading squads do a certain routine and everything. You'd be like, okay, yeah, you know this type of thing.
Yeah.
We had to learn a dance in like 5 minutes. What? Yeah. And I was 1, 2, wait, what? Then we had to do like the jumps and all of that stuff. Yeah. But the tumbles, the flips, I could do a cartwheel. Okay, I have to put my leg up and go. That was me as far as a cart. I can do a cartwheel. They wanted the tumbles, the flips, and no.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, that's a 0 for me. Next. And then it was like, we did a cheer. I could do the cheer and all of that, but it came down to the dance. We can't do just a line dance. Yeah, that was no. That was not. So when it was all over, I walked out and I was just like, did I just go in there and try out? And I just like burst out laughing at myself. Others were embarrassed and all, but I was over there cracking up like, I just made a stuff. Oh my God, I pretty much laughed at myself, and friends, they were balling. That I had attended high school with that were cheerleaders. They were balling, and I was like, you did your best. And it was like, you did too. Oh no, I didn't. I did my best, but it was horrible. I had them laughing at me, in the end, but it was like, but I only tried out because they needed a variety of cultures out there trying out, not just one. So the guidance counselor was like, you need to try out. What? I tried out, and she was laughing too. She was in the stands laughing. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Did they have a color guard team? Did JD have a color guard team?
No, they did not have a basketball team. They didn't have color guard. But another experience in color guard in high school was I forgot the song, but we had to do it was what's the genie? Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Aladdin. I think it was the Aladdin song. So we got to the part of the song and the color guard had to change. So we had on like the little genie pants and the little sword thing. We was dancing and everything. So this is when I was captain.
Yeah.
So we had our little routine and we had to go put on our pants. So the A's came out, put it in front of us, and we go and we get in front of it and we like all drop down and we slide on the pants. My pants, for whatever reason, one leg was out, one was like jumbled up, and I could not put my pants on. So I put the pants on and they fell down. Put the pants on, I'm like there performing and all, and my pants fell down. So we had to like turn around to the crowd and we had to like do a little thing while my pants just fell. And the crowd was like cracking up laughing, but I kept my steps with the dance, didn't move anything, pull them up and their pants fell down. I had to, you have to like high step, like kick across the field. I was kicking across, but the pants was just like flop, 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 all across the field, and the crowd was laughing. The announcer was like, "At least she's keeping up," but I was like,
"Oh no!"
He was like,
"He got to see me." Nah, he got to see me after that, bro. No shot. He said that.
Yes,
that's crazy.
At the end,
that's ridiculous.
We was all done with the song. I just said, I was like,
just stood.
I was like, really? Yeah.
Well, Sedarrius wasn't in color guard, but he was in the marching band. So that's marching band and color guard. They go
not even trying to be funny. Not even trying to be funny, but it sounded like they had like their stuff was good. Not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not throwing shade at nobody. I'm just being. It sounded like they had some.
We had a color guard.
Yes,
we had a color guard, and we had to. Yeah, we actually went to. Hold on, we actually went to Auburn to have camp and to train with them. Yeah. It wasn't.
They were good. No. It wasn't like I know it. Go ahead.
Ours was a startup though.
Go ahead.
You can't be that. Ours was like a startup. Ours was a startup. Mom, speaking of that, you should.
I'm trying to defend that, bro. I'm trying to defend that, bro.
You should put your application in the coach team.
Nah, bro. Nah. Don't do that to yourself. Nah. We cooked.
Yeah. You used to give some pointers, like from a distance. Like when you would see the school's color guard team, you used to be like, they could do this and this and this. You could have been, the coach for the school. Maybe. Bro. Well, actually, I'm glad you wasn't. I don't know what it would be like to have my mom show up after school while I'm practicing and she coaching the team. Matter of fact, I'm glad you did. Thank you. I know you like color guard though, but yeah.
I wasn't going out there. Okay. Next.
Why would? Okay.
I'm glad she didn't go out there either, bro. For her sake.
Sorry.
I'm glad she didn't go out there.
I was there to support you and yell at you.
Yeah.
To run across country, to work on those free throws.
Yeah.
Motivate you.
Yeah.
I stay in my lane.
I get it.
I stay in my lane. I can't. No.
Nah.
No.
Well, back to the college scene. So, when you were in college, I know you had a few tough classes. Do you have any particular tough class that you like to talk about?
Business law was a tough class.
So, let's talk about business law. What was business law like?
Business law was tough. I remember a lot of cases from business law, which has helped me. Mm-hmm. But business law, you have to debate and argue your point or your case. You just can't say, well, that's just wrong, or that's just, that's wrong. You're not supposed to do that. But I'm not one that's, I'm not argumentative. Hey, that's on you, type of thing.
Yeah.
But with business law, you have to argue and you have to prove your point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to take it twice. First time I dropped out of the class, and then I had to go back in to do it again. But I survived. I got through it.
Yeah. I think we got a few friends that might do all right in business law.
I would have got an A+ in that class. A++. I know so. I think so.
Nah,
I know so.
We definitely gotta. I think like a business law, like being a lawyer. I think you have to have like a slight, not delusion, but like you have to argue your point, even if you know it's wrong. You have to argue your point to the ground.
Yeah.
Like so, you can know.
But you have to come up with facts and stuff. You have to be, facts and talk about the cases and stuff. But the thing that really got me with the business law class is, in my particular high school, we didn't have to write out like essays to answer questions. It was more of fill in the blank type thing. And sort of the same thing in college. We only had to write papers in English class. So when I moved to my classes for like my major, to answer the questions, like I went into the class and it was listening to the cases and stuff, like okay, and this is this type of case, and just talking about the different type of laws and stuff. So I thought the test was coming out like, okay, they give an example and I'd say what type of case it was. No, it was a case and you had to argue it by the law. Like you had to give a full description of, based off this case that was whenever back in whatever year, like give an example from that case which supports this case type of thing. My husband, the first time I took the class, I had to drop the class. Second time was the following spring. My husband, the guy I was dating at the time, he took the class for fun. And I was struggling in this class. Oh my God, I was struggling. I was excited I was like trying to study for the class, and we would go over different things, and he was like, okay, we'll argue this case. And I'm telling him about this. And he was like, no, this and this. And I'd be like, no, remember this and this. And he was like, no. And I'd be like just shut down. Like, and he'll be going on and on and on. And okay. I'm like, oh, okay, you convinced me. No, but I mean, he's like, he's one that can argue the case, but he took the class for fun. He scored so high in this class when it was time for us to take the finals. I took the final like earlier in the day, and I was like, okay, yeah, good. I'll get out of here with a C. I'm happy. And I knew it was time for him to take his final. And maybe like 30 minutes later, I was like, I think we called. I was like, what are you doing? You didn't take it? What happened? And he was like, I didn't have to take it. I was like, how do you get exempt from a final? And he was like, he walked in for the final. She told him his GPA was so high in the class that he didn't have to take his final. Exactly. Exactly. I was so mad because I was over there struggling. And his major was criminal justice. This was a business law class. I'm a business major. How is this guy gonna come in here and do? Yeah, showed me up. Yeah. Well, I survived with a C. Thank you.
Got through that.
I passed. I got
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yes, I got out of there.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of your husband, which is my father, how did you and Dad meet?
By accident. So, me and my roommate stayed on campus the year before. I've never stayed on campus. I was always in an apartment, stayed off campus at Troy. So we had all just started school and we went back. It was like late one night and we were bored at our place. So we said, let's go on campus and hang out. So we go on campus to her old dorm just to catch up with old friends. And so everybody was standing outside talking and, we chit-chatting or whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't know these people. The people that I hung around stayed off campus. And so I'm socializing or whatever. And I knew a couple of them was having like conversation with one of the ladies that was there. So we were, just chit-chatting, whatever. And his dad walks over and was like, hey, we introduced ourselves and I'm cordial. Hey, name, whatever. And he was like, what year are you? I was like, I'm a junior. And his response was, a junior? You can't be a junior. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I've never seen you on this campus before. So because I haven't seen you, that doesn't make me a junior? That's my classification. And the school is not that big. And he was like, but I've never seen you. And that's your problem. That's not my problem. You've never seen me.
Yeah.
So, we chit-chatting and everything. And I was like, oh my God. During that time, we didn't have cell phones, but I kept like looking at my roommate like, come on, this guy bothering me. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And we chit-chatting or whatever. And he was talking to the other lady that was sitting there next to me. We talking. And she was flirting with the other guy, and I was like, oh, girls, so they can go on, kept chit-chatting, talking and everything. And at the end of the night, he was like, it wasn't a bad conversation, but me, like, I ain't trying to get in a relationship. I don't want to talk to nobody. Just let me be me, just let me just have fun.
That's crazy.
And so
yeah.
He was like, what's your, can I have your phone number? And I was like, yeah. So my roommate is quick. She's a quick thinker and all of that. She will give people fictitious names, phone numbers and all. Me, no. I was like, yeah, and I was like, I tried to give him the wrong number. And I'm giving him my phone number. And he wrote down his number and everything. And so I was like, okay, So I remember one night I got home from work and my roommate was like, hey, this guy called you. And I was like, dang, I gave him my number. Like, oh, I thought I gave him the wrong number so he wouldn't call. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call him back. Call back. It was somebody else's room. I was like, okay. Then he called again. Like the couple of days later, he had called, and I was like, tried to call back. He was like, I told you this is not his number. And I was like, he gave me the wrong number. So I was like, dang, I feel dumb now. Like I tried to give him the wrong number and whatever. So, like I said, I worked full time when I was there. My hours were like 2:30 to like 9-10 o'clock. So and plus I was full-time student. So my roommate was a partier and she would always have people over at night. And so she would, like I say, every night people was at the house. And so I think I saw him on campus, whatever, got the number situation, straight and everything. So we had started like calling each other on the phone, and he admitted that they change rooms every year. And so they get a new number when they change their dorm rooms. I was like, oh, okay. So he gave me the old number thinking it was the right number. So anyway, I would get home from work and we would call and talk. It went on for like a couple of weeks. Like I would see him on campus, like passing, because our schedules was like different. So we would mainly talk maybe every other day, just conversation on the phone. And he would be like, yeah, I'm just getting back to the room. I went and hung out with friends and all, oh, okay. Was saying that a group of their friends is over. He used to freestyle, like rap and stuff. And they was at a friend's house freestyling and, time got by, whatever. Long story short, I got off work one day. My friend was having a cookout at the house. And I get to the house and it was before a football game. And I was like, oh, how does people at the house? I was coming in to change to go to the game, I think it was. And I came in the house and I went to the refrigerator and he was there, my house. And I was like, went to the refrigerator and he was like, how you just gonna come in the house and don't speak to people? And I looked around and everybody else there knew that I lived there, but he didn't. And I was like, what you mean? he was like, you just walk in and go to the refrigerator. You don't even say hey to them. You know, what's going on. I was like, that chicken that you eating right there? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that's my chicken. This is my house. What do you mean? You know, and he was like, looking around like, what? You know, and I was like, that chair you sitting in is my chair. You know, like, this is my dining room table you sitting in, you know. Ask you to leave. You know, I was going back and forth like that with him for a minute. And I just like stormed off, went to my room and changed, and you know, and I went out to my roommate, and I was like, see, I was like, the guy I've been talking to that I gave my number to, I was like, he in there, you know, making fun of me and stuff. And she was like, he was just flirting with you. I was like, no. I was like, it's time for everybody to go. Because he done, you know, aggravated me and whatever. But anyway, we kept conversating and talking and everything. But long story short, yeah, I tried to give him the wrong number. He ended up giving me the right number. And yeah, been together for 25 years now. Yeah. So, yeah, about that long. Yeah, almost 25 years. So 99, that's when we met.
Beautiful love story. It's fascinating. Fascinating how love can come about.
Yes.
Waiting on mine.
You waiting on yours?
Speaking, waiting.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't got nobody. I ain't got nobody. Yeah. That's all. Like that's all.
I'll be trying to help him out, Miss Black.
He don't
be listening to me. He don't be listening to me.
Listen, look.
I'll be trying to help him out.
Listen.
I'll be trying.
Don't let Sedarrius sit here and fool you. Sedarrius tried to give me the worst relationship advice in my life.
That's not true.
This has been. Listen. This has been.
Sometimes you need friends to push you a little bit just to get you out there.
Thank you.
Hey,
thank
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ma, he was trying to push me in a jail cell. That's what I'm trying to do.
I know I was not, bro.
Listen.
Don't say that, bro.
This the thing.
No, bro.
I be trusting Sedarrius. I be like giving advice, whatever. It's this. This is a debate that me and Sedarrius probably have every single episode. We talk about this all the time. Ongoing debate.
Mm-hmm.
Certain particular female. She was leaving out of town. Long story short, she was leaving out of town, and she was in one of my classes. I had a week before she left, before Christmas break. I go over there, I talk to her. Well, we like walked from class before, like to and from class for a few times. So I was telling Sedarrius, I was like, yeah, she got a week left. I gotta talk to her, whatever. I wasn't finna go out my way. I was like, if I see her, I'll say something. If I don't, I don't. Sedarrius says it was 1 o'clock in the morning. Bruh, you should go knock on her door right now.
He was leaving the next day. He said she's in
her was leaving the next day. I give him that. I said she probably in her, like, he was like, what you think she doing right now? I said she probably in her own packing because she leave tomorrow. He's like, bruh, you should go knock on her door right now and like go over there and say something. And I'm like, bruh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And Mom, you done been
not 1 o'clock at the time. It was not 1 o'clock when I said it.
What time was it?
Okay, it was late, but it wasn't 1 o'clock though. It was not 1 o'clock, bro.
All right, 12:30. 12:30. Ma. Now, back in the day when I first had a phone, my mom had a rule. What time did I not call people or talk to people, Ma? What was the time?
Hold on.
What's up? Talk to me.
You in college.
All
Y'all
right.
Sleep.
All
Y'all
right.
don't sleep.
All right.
I mean,
all right. Okay. Anyways.
You don't have. Y'all don't have rules like that.
All right. Anyways, listen. It's 12:30 in the morning. He telling me go knock on the door and go talk to the female. It's 12:30 in the morning. Ma, you done been in my school. You know how many, us is. I do a lot of stuff around the school. Everybody know me for a few reasons. If that got out and that went the wrong way, it would have been horrible. I'd have been done. It's no hiding.
Miss Black.
And then on top of that,
Miss Black, he is
listen.
lying.
Hold on,
that is not the reason why he didn't want to do it.
Listen, it was multiple reasons why I want to do it. Number one, I was nervous. I'll be the first to admit, I was nervous. I ain't, other than that, it was 12:30 in the morning. I can't be.
Is she back?
Oh,
he was gonna do it.
But hold on, let me explain. She is back. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. So the very next day, I had to go to work. Friday morning, I go downstairs and I parked in a spot that I don't usually park. I'm at the front. I go over there. I walking out. I see her. She taking out the trash. I'm walking to my car. So I stop. I'm like, oh, what's up? Da, da, da. You getting ready, for your trip or whatever? She's like, yeah, I'm getting ready for my trip. I'm like, okay. I'm like, finna leave. I said, all right, well, have a safe trip. She's like, you too, have a good Christmas break. I'm like, yeah. So I'm about to get ready to walk away. And I said, well, this is the best opportunity I'm going to have. So I turn around and I said, hey, can I get your, I was like, I can get your number, Snapchat, whatever. She ends up giving me her Snapchat. She doesn't add me back. Now, with all that being said, imagine if I would have knocked on the door at 12:30 in the morning. Where would I be today?
What were you going to say when you knocked on the door?
I was going to knock.
No, because he wasn't going to do it.
I was. Listen. It came naturally. It was going to come naturally. Knock. Hey, how you doing? We hit the class together. I thought you was very attractive. This is I'll say 100%, this is my go-to. Hey, how you doing? Look, listen. Okay, Sedarrius is laughing. Listen. Sedarrius is laughing because that's like my 100. Yes, that's the best conversation starter. Hey, how you doing? It's the best conversation starter that you could ever have. It's 100% golden. It's gonna hit every time. So that's how it starts. Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry to bother you at this time of night.
But you didn't allow her to say anything. You said
no. I'm saying.
You went on into your thing.
I'm saying. Okay, let's go, Barb. Okay, no. Opens the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
That's good.
Why are you knocking on my door at 1:00 in the morning?
I'm sorry to intrude at this time of night, but we've been talking and things of that nature, like from class and stuff like that. I thought you was very attractive. I know you going out of town or whatever. I want to know if I can get your number or something like that, and then when you get back, we can hang out or whatnot. Now,
why you didn't say it the next day?
Because she was leaving, and I had to go to work.
That little simple conversation, you couldn't have asked her
at 1:00 in the morning.
No, the next day when you saw her taking out the trash.
That's what I was in a
He's saying he wasn't supposed to meet her the next day.
I wasn't supposed to see her the next day. To meet her. It was on random.
Okay, so you saw her the next day.
Yeah, and I did ask. I didn't say I thought you was I didn't say all that. I did ask. I just asked for her, her contact information. Yeah. She gave me her Snapchat and she never added me back. So what do we think was gonna happen if she pulled up at 1:00 in the morning? She would have really gave me the wrong number.
Well, if you would have said what you just said, then she probably would have gave you the right stuff.
Nah, I don't think so. You on Sedarrius' side with this? You think I should have went over there 12:30 in the morning and said what?
It was not 12:30.
Y'all don't have no DJ.
I understand it's no late. I know we don't really go to sleep and things like that. But you saying I should have went? Yes or no?
You could have. I mean, it wouldn't have been anything wrong with it if you didn't.
Yeah,
I understand you being there, but you'd have been fine if you would have went. But
yeah, well, Sedarrius got one. Sedarrius got one on his side. Congratulations, Sedarrius. It's 1-30. I'm still up 30.
You're capping, bro.
Sedarrius, we already had this conversation. But go ahead.
He stay capping. No,
listen.
We already.
Yeah, we've had
me and him already.
We've had a conversation before, but. It is what it is, bro. You got one, bro. Congratulations. At the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, I went and I said I shot, and I got blocked. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying
that's not his philosophy. His philosophy, he get blocked, he just go sit on the bench for the rest of the game.
No.
Yes.
Listen. Yeah. Okay, so what y'all saying is y'all think I should go try to approach again. Which, if y'all with me,
do you feel a connection? Do you?
I haven't talked to this female since that.
Well, just go. When you see her again, just check. No, I'm saying when you see her again, go start up a conversation with her. Like you were walking her from class, y'all was going the same direction. That. Go continue to do that.
Oh man, I knew this was a mistake.
If he does that, I would donate my next check to a small organization.
No, like when you see her, like, what's up?
All right,
no. I get what you're saying.
I'm
saying is when you see her again, you can go and be like, hey, like y'all had a volleyball things.
Okay, that's another thing. I've invited her. Okay, I'll let you go. Let you go.
You can I know you invited her before, but like if you going back to the volleyball thing again and be like, I know you said no before, but that's where I'm going. You want to go? Hey, yeah, no, whatever. Before you don't know shit something to do. Time, man. I got to go to sleep. Okay. I ain't going. But I mean, it doesn't, because they said no. Now, no does mean no.
Yeah. 100%.
Young man, no does mean no. 100%. But I mean, in your situation, it's just like you coming to me and saying, Mom, can we go fishing?
Okay, that's different.
But if it's something you really want or something you really want to pursue, you'll go back. It wouldn't matter to you if you was rejected or whatever. We're gonna be rejected our whole lives. So what? Let yourself and keep it moving. Who cares?
I'm gonna take that advice. Okay.
Hey, if it's something you really want, or if you feel a connection to someone, she may be like, girls, we try to play hard to get at times. Hey, we try to act like we are. Yeah.
You be telling your friends that random people try to shoot their shot at you and whatnot. Like,
I do what now?
Never mind. Sedarrius know what I'm talking about. Sedarrius.
Here you go with doing that thing you be doing. Yeah, Dante's a generational overthinker. Here you go. Go at that thing.
Sedarrius said, okay, on your Sedarrius believes I overthink a lot. What's your thoughts, Mom? All right. You ain't gotta have that look. Now, let's clear the air, okay? I only overthink on things that need to be overthinked about. Listen, they call it overthinking. I call it getting the whole picture. You said worrying?
Yes.
I don't think it's worrying though. I think it's just like looking at the grand picture and understanding that if it don't work out, this is like the good side if it goes good. This is the good side if it the bad side if it goes bad. And this is like the whole scope, the whole.
And what's that? And what's that called?
What's that called?
Yeah.
Analyzing precisely.
Gotcha.
No.
Got you.
That causes you to worry, and it causes you to one negative thought, one negative thing that constantly replays in your head. So you constantly replaying it in your head. Dang, I was shot down by this person here before. And you see someone you may be interested in, you'll be like, shoot me down again. But you have to know who you are within yourself and just go after whatever you want. Period. That can only come down to the enemy. Hold on. The enemy is always gonna try to throw some negativity or negative thoughts in your way as stumbling blocks to prevent you from getting to that point. So you see a nice looking young lady, very intelligent, whatever, your thought is gonna go back to what happened before. And all this negative stuff gonna come up. What's this? You're never gonna know unless you go out there and try. Just because it happened, that negative thing happened at one time does not mean it's gonna happen every single time. in order for you to get a God-fearing wife, you're going to have to step on back out there and ask. In order for you to get a job or whatever you want to do, or saving money or whatever, you're going to have to get over that initial stumbling block to do whatever you want to do, whether it's job, your career, whatever dreams you have. You got to get over that initial hump. Just
keep shooting.
Do it. You gotta
keep shooting. Like,
you gotta go.
Okay. Man, maybe he'll listen to you, because when I say it, he always gonna argue. He gonna argue me down to the T. So I just let him have it. Okay, all right. I let him have it. I just let him have it. But all right, okay, it's cool. It's all right.
Okay. All right, Ma. I'm gonna take that. We gonna build. We gonna build on that. That's for sure.
Okay. I mean, we have to do a lot of things out of fear, period. Shaking in your knee. For me, example, as far as when I left my old position, you already know what I was going through. Yeah. I had anxiety about the job that every single day for like 7 years, I was in this one position. I was so anxious and had anxiety about going to work. I had to, every morning I would get up, I was vomiting, I was sick to my stomach. And every day on my way to school, to drop him off to school and to go to work, I pretty much had to have a pep rally to pep myself up to go to work. At a certain point, they had like a hiring freeze, and like we couldn't even post out other jobs. I was stuck. And I was sitting there like going through this every day. If I go, I'm going to be rejected. I'm going to be rejected. So I was just like a little hamster on the hamster wheel. Was afraid to step out. And when the opportunity came open, the window came open, different people who stepped out, they were rejected and they had to come back. And it was like, dang, so all their negativity came on to me also. But then I just got fed up and was like, you know what? I got to leave this position. I know I'm supposed to be at this company, but I'm not happy. This company is too large for me to be in this one position and not growing. So I had to, shaking in my knees, fearful of what my manager was going to do about me posting out, different things like that. But I posted out and went in for the interview, came back, they turned me down. And I was like, at first it was like, dang, why did I put myself out there? Then it was like, okay, good. That position wasn't for me. I had to pep my own self up. I had to preach a sermon to myself to get good. Nobody else gonna do it. And nobody else out there for me. So I had to do it myself. And I just had to realize that I am a valuable person. I know what value I bring to the company. I know what skills and everything that I have. So I put myself out there again. The second time I went out there, went back for a second interview and a third one, and I got the job. That particular position, I was only in that position for like a year and a half and just excelled. Like, dog, why didn't I do this sooner? Yeah. Then I was only in that position for a year and a half, stepped out, moved to another position. Didn't want to because I was like, dang, I just got over here. Am I jumping too soon? I don't want her to feel like I'm leaving. I just came over here just like as an escape. But I had to do what was best for me and my family. So I stepped out again. I was my current manager told me I was the last one to submit my resume the day before they was closing it. So it was like that same day they was closing out the requisition. So I was like the last one. And she saw my resume. I interviewed. I was hired like the next day. When can I start? And I was like, oh my God. I'm in the position now. And I've been recognized and received like 3 raises in the last 2 years that I've been recognized like on the floor as a leader and a what we call someone that you can go to ask the questions to, a subject matter expert, is what I'm considered on this team now. But if I would have let fear set in and the rejection set in and me telling myself I'm not qualified enough in that old position, I would have still been in there and miserable every single day. But you got to step out there and, you know, shaking in your knees and you know how I was, sick. Okay, let's go. And just fight through it. If I would have did it earlier, I would have probably been up more. But you know how the enemy, like I said, the enemy try to throw these stumbling blocks at you. Everything. So keep pushing, keep it moving.
Keep going, keep striving.
Yep.
Understand that.
Whatever you do.
Speaking of leadership, you talked to me through my whole childhood about being a leader. You're the head, not the tail. You're above and not beneath. So recently, you've had a lot of promotions for leadership positions. Talk about your experience being a leader, as well as some challenges that you faced along the way of being a leader and things that you felt like may hold you back from being a leader, but you've been able to push through those distractions and things.
As far as being a leader, things that I've learned is just recently, you can't expect the team that you're over to know what you know. Their expectations of their position, their whatever position they're in, could be different from yours. So so like I am a leader of a particular organization, and I had to get like some I guess captains over some teams. But at one point, because of the way that I was doing it, everything, and I just automatically assumed, okay, you answered all the questions correctly, so I'm just gonna assume you know what to do. You can't assume and expect people to do things if you have not laid out the foundation and what your expectations are. And it was frustrating me. Like, you don't know that? How long you been doing this? How long you been in this position? Type of thing. But you can't expect people to know what you know and to do things the way that you doing them if you don't lay out a game plan or what your expectation is or what the requirements are to do a particular job, position, or whatever they're doing. So that's one thing that you first got to have a conversation with whomever you are over to lay out what your expectations are, what their goals are, and what their requirements are like each month in order to be successful in that particular position. That's one thing that I just can't assume that you know what you're doing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But, well, I know as you move, this is like backtracking a little while, but I do know as you moved to Jacksonville and after you had me, doctors told you that you had a major setback. Would you mind talking about that setback for a little bit? But how you overcame it and how you use that as a positive note today? How do you use that as a positive note today?
When I was pregnant with you, we did all the tests and everything, and for like gestational diabetes, I passed all those tests. I did not have juvenile diabetes, but after I had you in September, I went home in November 2003 to visit family. I was very thirsty, tired, and, just exhausted. And the family was like, oh, it's because you got a newborn, you're not getting any sleep and all of that. Yeah, that was not the case. I was so exhausted that I couldn't even drive back to Jacksonville. My mom had to drive back. Went back to follow-up appointments for you. We had one for you as a newborn. Well, infant, I say he was like 3 or 4 months. And I also went in for a checkup, and they was running tests, and they were saying like my iron was low and all of this. So they gave me like these iron pills. One night I was home, which I don't remember, but my husband told me that I was in the room in the bedroom like I was supposed to be asleep. And I just woke up and was like sitting on the side of the bed, I guess, and was having a full conversation and was like laughing. He walked in the room and was like, who are you talking to? And I was like, I'm talking to my uncle. Just having a conversation. And I was like, I'm talking to my dad. My dad passed in 88. My uncle passed in like 99, 2000, somewhere along in there. They had passed away. So I was sitting on the side of the bed having a full conversation with people who had passed away, deceased people. I can't tell you if I can, see them, but that was like what I was doing. So my mom was there, and my mom screamed and was like, take her to the hospital. We gotta go to the hospital. I don't remember any of this. All I do, I was in ICU for a few days. They called my family from Alabama back home. I'm telling you, I had just seen them Thanksgiving. Family and everything came down to Jacksonville to visit me in the hospital. And I had just started at my current church and rededicated my life, to Christ and everything. And I guess you say did the sinner's prayer. Was getting it right, reading the Bible and all. And I had I heard, Chandra, it's me, Pastor Hawkins. And I was like coming to, and I was like, huh? And Pastor Hawkins is deceased. And I was like, oh, thank God I made it in. And he was like, no, baby, you ain't made it in yet. I was like, what? What do you mean? He was like, no, baby, still on earth. The Pastor Hawkins I was referring to was the current pastor back home, his dad. His dad had passed in like the 80s. I thought that I had passed away and was in heaven because it was like I saw the light and all this. But it was actually his son, who was also Pastor Hawkins, that was there. And I was in the hospital. My blood sugar level was like elevated. Normal range is like 80 to 120 at the time. Mine was over 600. And so it was over 600. And so that was in 2003. After that, they put me on insulin. And the next 2 years, I was in and out the hospital because I may have be fainting or different things like that. One time I was supposed to have blood work one morning before I go to my appointments. My appointments are every 3 months to go get a checkup because they was trying to get it down, but they it was like pancreas just wasn't working. Because he didn't drink water and it just shoot up. A bowl of cereal, like cornflakes, would just spike it up, send it up. And so one morning I got off work and was supposed to have blood work done on a Saturday. And I woke up, I guess I was getting up to get dressed to go and get my blood work done, but collapsed in the closet. Dante was 3 at the time, found me passed out in the closet. And at the time I had they was trying me out on an insulin pump. And he was like getting down there and was like, it's connected to my stomach. It's like a little plastic thing that they, just insert into my stomach and everything. And he was down there looking and he was like, the pump is on, the pump is working, didn't know what, because it was a cousin that was standing at the time. So went and told the cousin, I had passed out in the closet. Cousin freaked out and just closed the door. Yeah. And just left me in there. And so DJ ended up calling his dad at 3. My husband was on the south side of town, rushed home, and we actually called the neighbors. The neighbors came over, and I was still in the closet. The cousin, yes, left me in the closet, like passed out in the closet. So the neighbors came over and, pretty much got me up, set me on the bed or whatever. And I don't remember any of this. This is what was been told to me. But rest of the hospital, it was again over, like it was elevated, like stroke level at that time. Mm-hmm. So since then, that was 2006. Mm-hmm. I've been in and out the hospital several times dealing with it, trying to get it under control. Mm-hmm. But what I started doing is I have to check myself with blood sugar levels like 6 times a day. I was checking my blood sugar levels 6 times a day. And I have an insulin pump that constantly pumps insulin into me throughout the day. And anytime, I don't care what it is that I put in my mouth, I have to add insulin to it. So if I'm eating some chips, I have to give myself some insulin for it to cover the carbs and everything in it. So I have to mainly, it's like routine now. But whatever I'm eating, I count the carbs in it and put it into the machine, and it automatically gives me more insulin. I'm underweight. With the time when I was diagnosed with it, I was the first one in my family to know that I was considered a diabetic. No one on my mom's side, dad's side knew that they was diabetic. They didn't find out until after I was hospitalized. So I guess I opened up those can of worms that they all going to got tested, and they all are, they're on insulin and different things now. But it's, I've been dealing with it for over, 20 years now. Yeah. But I go every 3 months, and I'm considered a healthy, and they don't understand how and why I'm considered a diabetic. Special case, as my doctor always says. But yeah, that's me. But I'm healed, walking around normal and everything. And like I said, I go to my doctor's appointments and everything, and continue to exercise, and I'm good.
Continue fighting. Keep your faith.
Every day. Heal from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. You can't stop me.
Can't stop when you stop. What a break set.
Yes. So,
but last but not least, Ma, I wanted to ask you: do you have any words of encouragement or anything that you would like to say to the world or to the community or anything like that?
A word of encouragement to just love each other. Period. No matter, you don't know what someone's day has been or what they've gone through. We don't know everybody's past and what's going on in their life. You just love on them and encourage them that they can get through whatever they're going through, and just speak life into someone. Maybe you go by every day and you see someone, just smile and say, "Good morning, how you doing?" And just a nice hello, and that's a word of encouragement to someone. And when you were younger, I used to get on to you because we would go in the grocery store, minding my own little business, and trying to hurry up and get out. And you would just see someone walking by and looking sad, and you were like, "Hey, God loves you. Jesus loves you." Oh, Lord, just be quiet. And they would be sitting there looking, and someone be like, "Oh my God, he's just so," and I'm like, "Lady, I ain't got no word of encouragement for you. Don't tell me your business. I don't know. I can't help you," just different things like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've learned over the years just from you doing that. And it was always, here we go with him, with you talking to everybody. Just, you just brighten up anybody's day and just give them a word of encouragement, just keeping them to, stay focused on what God put you here to do. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Stay in your lane. You do you. You can't be anybody else. Just because somebody else's hair may be longer or their skin tone may be lighter, God made you the way that you are for a reason, and you have a purpose, no matter what it is. Your purpose could be to drive the cab every day back and forth to work. Your words of encouragement to someone else in that car, that's your purpose. Mm-hmm. So no matter what it is, you got to just be you. Do what you do. Amen. Love on yourself, and that's the main thing. Love yourself, and then you love others. Keep pushing, keep it moving.
Love yourself to love others.
Yes.
Got that.
Yes, man. Well, Sedarrius, you want to take us out?
Yeah, man. It's been a great episode. We want to thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. it was a very, very good episode. A lot of gems that came out of this episode. If you guys missed our last episode, make sure to it'll be above me or like right below Dante. But make sure to click that. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like, and always remember, keep it black and right. And we will see you next episode on Wednesday.
Sir.
All right.